When will this buzzing sound stop? Abba! Should I call them in Tuntum or in Wansana?
It all began with a former Deputy Chief of Staff under the erstwhile John Mahama administration launching a scathing attack at the ex-president Jerry John Rawlings and his confidant Martin Amidu, reducing them to the nuisance of a buzzing mosquito, or rather a housefly.
JJ, the great Papa J, the one and only Junior Jesus, the great saint who never does wrong. You are still flogging a dead horse. The NDC is in opposition, in case you have not noticed, while a living raging bull is moving around with reckless abandon, destroying everything it finds in its path. Who has said you don't like the NDC?
According to Valerie Sawyer, she is not enthused about the deafening silence of the former president in the face of what she believes are obvious wrongdoings being committed by the governing New Patriotic Party.
The Galamsey problem is still in existence, despite the fact that the government is trying to pretend that it has gone away. I am sure you are needed in places like the Ntraboase to help clamp down on the menace. This will help your twin brother to fulfill his anti-Galamsey promises.
She catalogued a number of issues, including the controversial $2.25 billion government bond, the 5 million litres of contaminated fuel, and wondered why the ex-president has been quiet about those issues. Madam Sawyer was also not friendly to the former Attorney General Martin Amidu at all, describing Amidu as a pompous personality with an overbloated ego. Madam Sawyer was convinced that Mr. Amidu's sense of self-importance constitutes an Achilles heel which will eventually destroy him.
And you screeched and said, "Who are you? Small girl like you. Where were you when I was Attorney General, etc., etc.? Remember I told you that your Achilles heel would destroy you? Respectfully, Martin, cut the crap. You have achieved your aim. The NDC is in opposition. I challenge you to resign from the NDC since you no longer promote the cause of the party."
But if Madam Sawyer thought she was a champion in the war of words, she might as well want to take a seat and listen to citizen vigilante Martin Amidu, as he wasted no time in responding in perhaps equal measure.
I was not surprised that the petition followed immediately after Valerie Sawyer's line, incoherent, disjointed and dragon-like diatribes against former President Rawlings and me. Clearly, the John Mahama faction, their surrogates like Valerie Sawyer and the petitioners who admit to being failed parliamentary candidates at the last elections, and other mentors within the NDC, think they can frighten core NDC members like myself with threats of disciplinary action.
To sum it all up, the former Attorney General asserted that Dr. Valerie Sawyer's tone in that article was that of a drunkard. Mr. Amidu again spoke of a calculated plot by alleged loyalists of former President John Dramani Mahama to silence him. He linked the article by Mrs. Sawyer to a petition by 2 NDC members demanding his expulsion as signs of a plot inspired by former President John Dramani Mahama. Undoubtedly, many Ghanaians envisaged a glimmer of hope in ending wrangling within the NDC when the 455-page Kwesi Botche report on the cause of the NDC's defeat in the 2016 elections was released a couple of months back. But as it stands now, it appears the centre is further loosening its hold in Ghana's largest opposition party as we all watch.